What's up, everybody? Today I'm going to let you know the three main types of sugar syrup solutions that I feed, why I feed them, and when. The two most common, if you ask most beekeepers, is your 1-to-1 and your 2-to-1. That's 1 pound of water to 1 pound of sugar, which you can heat on your stove pretty easily. It'll dissolve pretty quickly. 1-to-1 is really good to mimic a spring light nectar flow. It's good for giving the bees a lot of things to work. If you use a sugar syrup feeder, it gives them a lot of stuff to keep them active because it takes a lot of work for them to kind of dry that out and use it. It's a good, quick emergency feed source if you want to use it that way. And it's good for kind of stimulating brood growth in that early spring before things kind of start blooming again. 2-to-1 is a bit thicker. It's a 1 pound of water to 2 pounds of sugar. This will take a little bit longer to heat up on your stove and to completely dissolve. Do not bring it to a boil, but a light simmer, if you need to, is fine. A low, slow heat or a light simmer until everything is completely dissolved is the way to go. 2-to-1 is a bit thicker. It mimics the late summer, early fall flows. It's good to put on weight for your hives late in the fall if they're kind of lightweight and you want to make sure that they're going to live through winter with a little bit less stress. That's a good one to go with. 3-to-1 you can also feed in the fall-ish time frame if you need to put on a lot of really quick weight for your hives. It's easier for them to dry it out. It gives them something to work on to stash into the hive, but also they don't have to work very hard to dry it out, so you don't have to worry about it freezing over winter. It will crystallize more than likely, but it won't freeze if you give the bees enough time. 3-to-1 is a little bit more tricky. You do tend to have to simmer it a little bit and heat it for quite a bit longer on the stove because you're putting so much more sugar into such a small amount of water. You really have to give the heat that time to superheat it and really emulsify and dissolve the sugar. That's super, super important. And when that's completely done and it's dissolved all the way through, make sure you set it to the side and let it cool completely before you put it in your feeders. If you're doing small batches. Bigger batches, of course, scale it up, same concept. 3-to-1 is really, really good for emergency feeding in the fall if you really need to pack that weight on, and for swarms and cutouts, emergency winter calls. I know various construction things happen, but 3-to-1 works really well for that, for giving them an emergency feed really fast. Yeah, especially with swarms and cutouts, it works really well for that. So, if you have any other questions or topics that you want to talk about or whatever, definitely let me know, and I will touch on them. I'll see you guys later.